I know Judge Frank for visiting at Merrick. He's a very good judge. I think a lot of people can get more experience with the judge that he's more lenient, and I think he's a better judge than I ever seen, like not on TV, but on TV Judge is not as nice as Judge Frank is. Because they don't know any better, they don't know how to stop themselves from using the R word. I went down to the state capitol and I used the shredder, and a lot of us shred the R word because I was getting tired of hearing it, and I wanted to do something that was being respectful for me. Yes, I did. My rights were never taken away. Um, I teach people at my building. I teach them at home. Um, it's just, I feel that's my right. I wouldn't want to live alone because of I'd be too lonely, and some people like that, but I wouldn't because I don't think that's really a safe environment for me. And I'd rather have people surround me that I care about and love. And if there's a need, I would go help the people that need.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Karen forgot when she said you teaching people. Well, I'm one of the people she's taught. Well, you can get a sense of it listening to what Karen just said, and in other words, it's not just the what she's taught me, and you have to understand this is somebody we've not just been in the courthouse and married together, but we were sat at the same table for dinner and had conversations that friends and people have, and
Right.
And so this is much more than teaching about something that I think should be obvious, but as Karen says, isn't so obvious to some people about the R word. There are other things. I mean, you can see it, you can hear it.
I'm a joyful person. I'm fun to be with. I do a lot of things that I do very good at, and some things I don't do good as at. But people accept me who I am. I know I have a disability, but I don't let that bother me, and I go on with my day. I would like to help the poor people to understand what their rights are. Um, the poor people don't always get that chance to listen to other people, but I feel that they need also to get well, to not to live in boxes or anything like that, because I would not want to live in their box. I feel bad for them. But they also deserve the same right as we do. They can get help. They can go to doctors. They can get some assistance. Go to a doctor and make them well. That they have a right. They have a right to have their own meetings, like I do. I go sometimes, but not always, because they need me on the work floor, and it's hard to get off sometimes. Um, just like other people, like families, they have a right to get involved with their community, like church. I get very involved with my church. I sing. I help in my neighborhood. I help at home. Um, People should get involved. They shouldn't have to be alone at live in boxes, or they shouldn't live in cars or anything, because that I don't think I could do that. Some of them really have a hard time understanding, but maybe someday if I have the time, I would like to teach those people that have rights, because every person that lives around the world should have a right to either be a judge or or be listening to a judge on a case, or working for them, or when they need help. I'd be glad to help a judge or a person that has a disability. I would not let them go.
I believe they do, but if I may, you asked me earlier, just a few minutes ago, and depending on where the camera was, you could have seen my demeanor change just a little bit a few minutes ago. What Karen teaches, I mean, think about something that just happened a few minutes ago. You could bring in PhD candidates, you could bring in Harvard people, anybody you want, and ask them, what is something important you do? Did you hear what this woman said? If you believe, as I do, that in a civilized and democratic society, that how we will all be ultimately judged is how we care for those most need around us. Right out of, here's what she said. I want to get a message to the poor and teach. I mean, think about that. And how many people haven't worked with people, regardless of the nature of disability? If you went up to them and say, well, look, let's talk about what people understand about our society, they would exercise a stereotype. They wouldn't think for a minute that people like Karen, she's got it all figured out, I'm telling you right now. So I'm sitting here saying, I could be with a group of students and you'd never get this response, and here's this very special person. She's got it figured out just right where the priorities are. I mean, to me, that is so, thank you.
You're welcome.
She has the same expectations, same hopes and dreams as I and other people have. I mean, she has the same rights, as you've heard her say, to participate in things as I do. And as I said earlier, why she teaches me more than I teach her, and I don't know if
right.
I think you'd agree with me.
Yeah.
See that these are sometimes people, when you haven't been, I can't walk in her shoes. I can't say I know how she feels, but when you spend time with someone, you get to know them. When I find out about the obstacles that she has had, when the feelings that she has, both the good feelings and the hurt feelings about things that happen, I re-examine myself and what I'm doing. In my case, it's even more important because I take an oath as a judge. I think it's important to everybody, but I make a promise and an oath. And there's no better reminder than, well, here's a reminder, Judge Frank, as Karen would say, of equal justice. And reading it, you can't read these things in a textbook. You can't read them. And then, of course, as Karen has said, there are certain people that stereotype things or make assumptions about you. And, just like when you're done with these interviews, of course, with family and friends, but people who haven't worked with people, they carry around these assumptions, these stereotypes, and they're none of them are true. You've heard exactly what she said. So